Hello everyone. In this video I will show you how to set up a cell. So the first step in using RoboCell to do a simulation is to actually build the cell itself in a program called CellSetup. Okay, so in order to have the image here that you have in 3D image which simulates the robot, so has been done using the CellSetup program. Okay, and this is a separate program, and we can use it from here. So when you install the RoboCell, it comes with it. So you have the CellSetup program here. So double click to open it, and from here you can see you have all the space where you will be able to create your cell. So CellSetup allows you to create a new virtual work cell or modify an existing one. A work cell created using CellSetup can be theoretical or a replica of actual robot installation. Okay, so the first thing to start creating your cell, go to File here, New, okay, or you click here the New menu. So you click New, right? That the first thing the software will ask you, it will ask you to add or show you a window that lists all the objects that you might need for your cell. You can also see here that the menus are active now. So there are a couple of menus that you might need to use to set up your cell or to edit it. So you have the new objects. Okay, so the one that shows you here is the new objects, which shows in the list here of the objects. And you have the delete objects here. You might be able to delete objects. Okay, activate the delete mode, so the cursor will change to this icon and you will be able to delete any objects. You have the drag object here. Okay, this is add a coordinate to your objects. Okay, this is to change the camera view, and this is the top view if you want to change the top view, and this is to pan, to move or slide the object to whatever position you want. This one here is the robot controller. Okay, the robot controller has 8 digits digital input and 8 digital output connection. You might not need this for now, but just to know, this is where you can find the robot controller. All right, so show names, or also there is this option that has a question mark here. This is show names. It shows the names of the objects. Okay, so the first thing, as I said, you gotta need to use your objects window here. So when you double click each one of these, it will show whatever option or whatever objects available for you. So here we have, for under robot, we have the ER4U, the software, the robot itself. Okay, the robot itself, so it's right here. So if you double click it, you will get the objects. But let's first browse the other items that we have here. And the second item here, you can see these are peripheral axes. So peripheral devices include a motor with the speed and position control. There are different kind here of objects that you can use, either a slide base, okay, in a 1 meter belt drive, or 1.8 meter belt drive. Okay, you have a linear table, rotary table. These are all other peripheral axes that you might need for your. The other option, the third option here, it's the input-output devices. So RoboCell input-output devices can be connected to any free input-output terminal. So the robot controller has 8 digital inputs, the one I showed you before. So you can use it and you connect your input-output devices to the control, and you will be able to use it. So we have experiment table, you have sensors here. So RoboCell include digital sensors that can be configured to detect specific objects based on their color, okay, material, metal, plastic, whatever material you have. So the objects are listed in the material group, and their property are defined when they are placed in the cell. So The other item is the storage devices, the one you can see here. Let me enlarge this. So the storage devices in RoboCell enable you to store, place, and retrieve objects listed in the material group. Okay. So here all the storage devices that you have available. Then you have machines. So there are different machines. You can set up the robot to work with other machines like the expert melt VMC. This is one of the machines that we have in our lab at LaGuardia. Okay, so it's a CNC machine. So you can combine this robot cell and the CNC machine to work together in a simulation. Okay, these are welding tools. So all the welding tools, you can have a welding table, okay, a gun stand, welding jig. So also you have welding materials here. Then other general items like table, computer. Okay, these are the materials. Okay, or objects that you might need. You want the robot, for example, to pick up. Right. So let me show you a quick example for here. Let's say we want to add a welding table for our project. So we double click. So here it shows you the size. I will ask you to define the size of the welding table, or okay, so or the weld table. So units are here in international units. So you can, as you can see, millimeters. So I'm gonna leave it as it is, but you can change and play with the values here. Okay, so I'm gonna click. You see the cursor change, and they ask me to specify where the table will be. So this is the table, and as you can see, this is a top view. So you have two options. So if you wanna zoom, if you zoom out and zoom in using the right click, okay, of your mouse. So using the right click, you can slide it up and down, and you can zoom in and zoom out. If you have a wheel in your mouse, so using the wheel while holding the right click, you can see you can change the view, either a side view, okay, front view, okay, or a back view. So that's one of the options that you have here, right? So to move the robots, as you can see now, I'm clicking, I mean the table, I'm clicking the objects, I can now move it. So that's where this tools comes in hand. So you will need this drag objects, then you click, and then you can move the table to whatever position you want it, right? This is to delete. If you want to delete objects, you don't need it anymore. This shows you the position of the robot, okay, or the table or whatever objects. Okay, it shows you the text, right? So this is where this option will help you to easily move back and forth and position your objects. Okay, so let's add something else. Let's see here, general objects we can add. So let me see. Yeah, this is a chair, for example. You can add, yeah, let's say you want to define your cell with a specific, okay, with a certain kind of object that will fit your project. Again, I can move it here back and forth using the drag option, right? So let me delete, for example, this. So you can see delete objects. I click the delete icon, then yes, it will ask me. For example, I click the table here. It will ask me, are you sure you want to delete? Yes, and it will be deleted. So same thing goes for any objects. So now let's add the robot. So I'm gonna double click the robot. There are the three options here. So we have either you want to add the robot with a slide base, without slide base, or with a without slide base, or a slide base with two different belts drive. Okay, two different setup of the belts, right? So let's choose, for example, no slide base. I'm going to choose it, and you see this is the robot, its positions. Let's go here. So it's not sitting on the table, so we gotta move it, okay, to the table. So we can either use the moving object tool, okay, and sometimes if it doesn't work, if the moving tool doesn't work, okay, you have another option here. You right click it or double click the objects, and you have position, right? So see the position, Then you can move the object using a coordinate system. So again, the coordinates are in millimeter, okay, and you can play with it until you position the robot on the table, right? So here, let's say for example, I'm gonna put -50 or -500 and see where it takes me. Yeah, just go back. And the best way to move your objects is first to move or to switch to the top view. So here is easier. You can see the top view, you have a one dimension. You still can move your car. So this is one of the options. You can move the base or the table to where the robot it is. But in order to position your robot, again, you double click, okay, and you have the position, right? So if you go, for example, -100, okay, so go in app, so you gotta choose a different position. So it's gotta be, let's say 500, okay, and you see 500 is a positive coordinate value. It takes the robot to the somewhere near to the table. Let's go like 100 here, okay, back. Yeah, you gotta play with the values until you got exactly where the robot is positioned, okay. uh, Easy way to do it. Also, you can move here. I don't know exactly why, what's the reason the robot is moving objects. It works for all objects, but it doesn't work for the robot itself, okay. So but we have this option for double clicking the robot. You can manually position the robot, okay. So let me move to the 2D view or the 3D view. So as you can see, we have our robot set up there. So let me go back. I'm gonna add some of the objects here. So let's add cube, for example. These are the dimensions. You can add your cube, okay. Let's add a cylinder, right? Let's say we're gonna add a cylinder here. We have a ball, so same thing, you have to define the diameter. So you have some of the options that you will need to set up for your objects, okay. Well, let me zoom in here to see. Okay, let's slide it. Okay, so these are my objects. Let's say, I did a quick cells here just to demonstrate how to create the cell. And let's say this is the cell that you're going to use for your project. Now the next step, you will need to go and save the cell, okay, in a folder and call it my cell, for example, my cell, right? So save, and now I'm done, and I will need just to import it on my RoboCell program, okay. So to do that, now this is the actual cell that we're using. This comes from LearnMate activity, but let me import my own cell. So I'm going to go to import 3D model, okay, and here you have the cell that you create. So I'm going to create my cell, okay. Then you have your cell here. So to put the windows to the for example, let's say by mistake you close the window or something happened, you can just go to simulate teach and it will bring the layout or change the layout to the default layout, okay. And this is your new cell here that you can use and start programming, okay. So that was a quick overview how to use the cell or the cell setup to set up your cell, and hopefully this can be helpful for your project. All right, thank you.